Hi, this is Mike, and I thought I'd make this quick video. Mind you, I don't know how quick it'll be. About how we always get these news events that talk about, XRP getting into a bull run if it exceeds a certain price level. Now, if we just go to I suppose, the news section here, right here, right, 3 hours ago. XRP price prediction indicators suggest fresh bull run if XRP clears 0.642. Who the hell made this article, right? Oh, look, somebody drew a trend line, right? It drew a trend line. Trend lines do not give you any kind of indication of a bull run. Like, what the hell? Just because you can draw a trend line on a chart, that doesn't mean anything. Like, literally means nothing. Uh, uh, but to make an article about it, I mean, come on, what the hell? It's ridiculous, right? Technical indicators, this and that. Okay, whatever. I get it. It's technical analysis, right? But the thing is, when you look at the whole pattern based on RS wave, based on a long-term pattern that is unfolding, you know, um, you've got to actually create the whole pattern, and it doesn't matter you know, what level that's slightly above this level it breaks. It's not going to change the fact that the pattern still has to unfold the way that it does. It's not going to make a difference. There are certain levels that can't be broken. For example, when I made that video, you know, a few months ago, like saying that this big spike here was going to be a fake out, it was a fake out. Like, literally have not seen the price go above the top of that large wick where I said it's a fake out and it happened. It's come back down below it and has never gone back up above it. In my last video, I explained to you this is probably like a 1-2 pattern, right? And we're looking for a price movement down. Right, that's that line isn't does it? It's a minimum. It's going to go lower than that, right? It's going to go. Let me just be a bit clear here. It's going to go to at least a new low since the pattern started from 2018, right? We have a wave one, A, B, C, D, E for two, and you need a three to make a new low below all the corrective patterns and wave one. So corrective wave two patterns and wave one has to go one lower, right? It has to. Like, otherwise, this whole analysis is wrong and incorrect, and I will be forced to come up with something else, which I just have tried to a million times so far, and nothing comes up, right? And it's not a joke, right? It's literally a long-term pattern playing out very slowly. So it's not like we've got to come up with a count really quickly, right? To know where we are. No, it's been a long time in the process of creating the ideas that I post. That's why they don't come very often, because it's a very slow pattern, right? Unfolding, right? It's not like if you go back here to, I don't know, 2017. Imagine how many videos I would have had to make during this time, right? But I created the channel in 2020, right? Because before that, I was creating RS Wave. The whole thing's taken, close to 10 years in total to develop this methodology. But this pattern since then is so slow that I've gone through the ups and downs of over posting, over sharing thoughts, and getting it wrong, this and that. I've done all that. It's part of the process when you're testing out a new methodology to get it wrong several times. But then there comes a point in time when you actually start to sort of, you need to get it right a little bit more often than not. So for me now, it's just like breadcrumbing slowly, because there's not much evidence to breadcrumb with, right? There's not much information to post about. So posting for no reason, like nobody should do that, right? Posting for short-term little mini trades here and there, well, I don't do that, right? You can go to Magic Poop Cannon channel to get all that sort of stuff. I am developing a way of using RES Wave for those short-term trades, but I'm not there yet, right? The whole process is still unfolding for that website to come to life, right? And I think that it'll come to life when it needs to come to life. I'm not forcing anything. I'm not just going to create something for the sake of it, just because I want to make some profits and all this sort of stuff, right? I just think that's ridiculous. Like, why would you need to make profits if you know the waves, right? You make your own profits. You don't need to make profits of other people. You just do it because it's a service, right? We all should be providing some kind of service if we expect some kind of profit in return for it. So it's a slow process for that. So I believe right now, at this point in time, simply put, we're in a wave three zigzag, right? Just to really highlight it in case you didn't get it, right? We're in a wave three zigzag. So I've highlighted wave one, two, right? Three is incoming. It's incoming. Okay. When it happens by, I don't know, but the pattern is unfolding. So, yes, it is expected to be next in line, the move lower, right? That news with CZ at Binance, it happened very interestingly around this time, right? Now, does that really have an effect on the markets given that it's basically just a CEO swap? I don't think it really should, but something else is coming down the pipe soon because I could always predict the market moves before the news, right? That's the whole point of not understanding the waves is that you predict the moves before the news, right? If you don't understand how that works or if that's even possible, well, that's exactly what I'm proposing right here, and you can test it out. Let's all just test it out. If you listen to me talk on this channel and watch my videos, right? Let's just see, is that true? Can he predict the move before the news? Well, we're about to find out, right? Because if it goes above that red line, I'm going to look pretty stupid, right? Of course, I'm going to look pretty stupid, and I'm ready for anything because you can only do your best effort with predicting the moves, especially one where you're using a methodology you created yourself, right? Like I predicted the spike up, and I said it won't go up, up above that high. Like it won't happen, right? So have we seen it yet? No. Are we going to see it? Not until at least we see a break below the white dotted line for a new low. After that, sure, absolutely. Anything is possible. We could see wave four bounce. This is a week five wave move, ladies and gentlemen. You can definitely see wave four price action going to the price territory of wave one and two, right? Because it's a week five wave move. That's the whole point of them. They can do that. But not until we see price go to the white dotted line, dashed line, whatever you call it, price will not go above the red line. And even if it does after that, it's not going to go above the start of wave one, that line that I just put there. It's not going to do it until we see the end of wave five. It's just not allowed to happen, right? Now, when you've got these kind of hard and fast rules and they pretty much work, right? I've never been proven wrong. Then this is why I say it's going to go lower. How low it goes, well, that's anybody's guess, right? But you don't know that wave C of wave three is not going to extend lower. It's not going to be like one of those really long wave C wicks that you get. You don't know that. It could be. It could be a really long wave C, right? Like, for example, go back here to this area, right? You can see that I've marked this wave out as a wave A. That's a zigzag. Look how long wave C is compared to wave A. It's freaking huge. But I still labeled it as that because you know what? It can happen. And it doesn't mean that it's not possible. It just happens. It could be on news, it can be on something that caused the market to move faster and sharper. It could be hype, it could be a buying climax, it could be, in conjunction with some other news event going on in the markets, could be non-farm payrolls, all that shit just happening at the same time. It just could really just set off like a move. Yeah, and then it reverses after that. But the point is, it's a zigzag pattern, and it had a long C wave. That's the whole point of that, right? So that can happen. So how would you be able to guess how low it will go? Because that's what it would be. It would be a guess. It wouldn't be like an educated guess, because that's stupid to even say that, right? Knowing the waves doesn't allow you to make an educated guess on the length of a move that can potentially go longer than the prescribed move, right? Which would be like the length of wave A, right? If you look at it already, right? If you Let me explain this, right? Look at wave A. This move here, I'll make this move a 4 point, so you can see it right there, right? Now, wave C is already has to be longer than wave A, right? Because the length from the end of wave B for the length of wave A, it would not make the dotted line. So we can almost tell that yes, it's going to be longer than wave A. How much longer? Well, it could be quite a bit longer, right? Now, is this going to be a larger five wave move? Like, in terms of, this is like, is there a possibility that this is not a weak five wave move and the whole thing is just a giant five wave move down? Um, yeah, I mean, it could happen, right? It I cannot never say that, never say never, right? This could be one, two, three, long three down, right? I'm The way that I paint the picture is that, best case scenario, it's a weak five wave move and it ain't going too low, right? But if you paint the picture that this is actually a proper regular five wave move, that's going to go way lower than what I'm trying to tell you that it's going to go. So there's no point posting comments saying, "Oh, I don't believe it's going to go that low," when I'm giving you the best possible outcome, right? The best possible scenario for not too low in prices. But it could be lower. What happens if we see a really bad recession slash depression in the markets? We could see this shit go down pretty low, right? Not below zero, but you know what? Zero is pretty low, right? Because guess what? This whole pattern started at zero. So technically, a wave two can retrace up to 99% of the move, right? 99% of the whole move is pretty much below all the bloody waves you see on this chart. And it's still in the 99% zone, right? You get me? So don't tempt it. Don't say never. Shit, that can happen, man. Have you ever looked at a chart and said, "Oh, that can never happen," and then it happens? Yeah. So just watch out for that type of thinking. Like, just try to go with the flow and kind of observe things, along the way, because the markets will freaking wreck you, psychologically speaking, right? They will really test you. They will really just make you think, what the hell am I seeing here? But at least if you have that framework behind the scenes that you're using to gauge it, you could sort of say, okay, that could technically go further. And if it goes any further than that, maybe this is the other option, or this is the other option, or this is the other option, right? But usually there's only one or two, right? If you have three or four, then I think you just probably aren't looking at the waves in the right way, because you really shouldn't have that many options. Like this could either be a wave C or wave three. Like there's no other way to look at it, right? It can't be anything else. So I'm very careful these days on how I sort of talk about it, because I know that people are quick to jump and say, "Oh, you're a freaking perma bear," or "You were wrong back then when you said that. You were wrong back then when you said this." It's like, yeah, that's fine, but you know what? Guess what? I learn. I live and I learn and I move on. People who want to dig up the past, they're probably just really pissed off that they're losing, right? Because all they can do is think about the past and when they lost. So people who are positive, they don't talk about the past that much, because they're just like, they know how to move past their losses or their bad ideas, right? You just move forward. You sort of try to learn from the past without dwelling on it, and without reflecting on it way too much to the point where it's detrimental rather than, educational for your future sort of, ideas and analysis. So I just thought I'd bring you this type of thinking to this video right now. This weekend, I'm going to be updating a raft of ideas across the board, and I just thought I wanted to start to get you back in line with how I think about the markets and the patterns these days. Thanks for watching.